didn't that time.
All right, as I said, a good-looking truck, a good-running truck, a brand-new truck, so to speak, for the most part. The Money Hog Chevrolet. How many of y'all Chevrolet fans think he can beat that Ford?
I got you.
All right, he's got to go past 319.45. If you look at those trucks when they pull up, if they turn the steering wheel, the back end will slide in one direction or the other. That's how light they are on the rear. As John said, you can walk up to the back of these trucks. One man can pick it right up off the ground, putting all the weight on the front end. Here we go. Green flag, green light. The track belongs to Aaron. Looking to go past 319.45. I said, are we having fun yet?
All right, promoter just told me to go live, so we're live in South Boston. South Boston, Virginia.
Brandon Worley, next on the hook. They're still chasing 319.45. Brandon Worley, Donald Shiflett, Tommy Henley, the next three on the hook. Brandon Worley coming to the track on a truck he calls the El Camino. All right, Chevrolet fans, here's your another chance. Trying to beat that Ford. Another chance. Brandon Worley trying to get straight, trying to get hooked up. They rely on a spotter to get hooked up so they don't hit that sled. When these guys come to the track, they're looking one way, straight ahead. He's running the old school, the old zoomies. That's the old school way of running the old hitter back in the day, is being on the zoomies instead of the collectors. You don't see that much anymore, John. Is there an advantage, disadvantage to that, or is it just the old school way of running? I think it was the old school, but if you can run a collector and collect that exhaust, where that exhaust is pulling the venturi, pulling out air in the intake. That's what they tell me. I don't know. But if you put a collector, it funnels out air in almost like a venturi. If it's going to be sucking out of the exhaust is pulling a vacuum, it's going to bring more air into the cylinder. Bob Simmons coming up next on another foolish habit out of New Kent, Virginia. I'd like to thank Anderson Lawn Care, Arnie's Body Shop, Atlantic Union Bank, Beverage Tractor and Equipment, Brandon's Wrecker Service, Brooks, Lions Funeral Home, Carolina Contractors and Tree Service, Chesterfield Insurers, Comfort Systems USA, Cornerstone Admin Systems, also Davenport Energy, Edward Jones, your South Boston and Halifax offices, Factory Street Brewing, Farm Credit, First Piedmont, Francisco Forestry Service, also Franco's Electrical Service, H&M Logging, Halifax Pharmacy, Hudson Insurance Agency, Law Office of Lisa Francisco, Powell Funeral Home, Robert Woodall Chevrolet, Roxborough Heating and Air,
and South Boston Memorial. Bob Simmons on another foolish habit out of the Simmons Brothers pulling team out of Neufkent, Virginia. Somewhere around, let me see, 150 plus-ish miles. Right over there off of the James River. And then it'd be Donald Shiflett on the spare parts on deck.
It's kind of hard to believe that somebody hasn't tried the right or left side. We see the cone setting up a little off center to the right this time.
When these vehicles get a hook and you're driving it, you don't want to try to break it. You're trying to bring the mule around the barn. Just let it go where it goes and get a good one. Drifting from here, center of the track to the right center might be where it is, but 32 miles an hour is nothing to shake at. He's about a half a mile an hour faster, and he's only about 3 inches in second place.
Not much. Not much. Didn't miss it by far.
Donald Shiflett on the spare parts. Out of Tappahannock be your next puller. Once again, 12 pullers out in this class. The next class is the 10,000-pound Super Pro Farm. 10,000-pound Super Pro Farm tractors coming up to track.
John, how about running this guy off the track right here?
That's a top-notch puller. That guy's from down Turbeville, North Carolina.
He's a professional.
He's a professional.
All right.
Proving the track. He's not planting watermelon seeds or looking for oil. What he's looking is where the tight track is loose or not, and he's probing it, and he'll know the feel of, hey, do I need to go over here? Because not only that you're trying to get the tires to get a bite, the sled is running behind you.
And also, Brandon's running a two-wheel drive truck, so they're going to try to pull left or right, possibly, and he don't want that. So he's trying to figure out the track, is it tighter or looser here or there.
It's all in the game of being able to find out where to run, look at the track, and then go from there as far as what you need to figure out and how it runs. Donald Shiflett needs to get on the deck. Donald Shiflett. We're having a little bit of problem. We'll move down to the next one.
Uh-oh, John, he's done. John, you've been out there. You gonna give him an expert opinion?
Well, I know where not to go.
Second?
I don't know. It's a good fighting track. The moisture's kind of working its way back up. Had a little bit of light color early on, but now that moisture that was down in the track worked in, flipping and coming back up to the top. That's where these higher horsepower vehicles are going to be getting in it. Two-wheel drive, the four-wheel drive here, and the Super Pro Farm. Top notch.
Well, as the night goes on, that moisture will get higher and higher in the dirt. It's just like plowing your garden. If you've ever noticed that the dirt on top is dry, you plow through it, it looks wet. Same way on this track. It was dry earlier, a little bit, not much. It did have a lighter tint to it. No dust, that's good. But as the night goes on, as the sun goes down, as we plow through it, so to speak, with these vehicles, it will darken up, it will hook really, really good. That moisture keeps pulling to the top.
Be Tommy Henley on deck on the all mixed up Chevrolet should be on deck. And then Michael Shiflett on the clear cut. Those are your next two pullers in line. Right now, Jared Parlett on the Silver Bullet, 319.45. If you're down towards the end of the track, we're going to have to ask you to step back a little bit. That's for your protection. Something was to happen, it'll bounce off that guardrail and come up in your lap.
You heard that truck lay down a little bit right there at the end. I think it had a little bit more in it, John, but it laid down.
Might be, they've been kind of struggling with the fuel system on that truck and trying to get the gear ratio right. 305.52. Right now, your top three trucks right now, unofficially, the Silver Bullet right now sitting in the number one spot with 5 Simmons on the Foolish Habit sitting on the number 2, and Aaron Smothers on the Money Hole. Those are your top 3 right now in the class. Tommy Hilly, tough competitor coming up. Put him up on the number 2 spot last weekend. See if he can change some things around out here tonight. Behind Tommy it'll be Michael Shiflett, R.B. Moeller, and then Philip Simmons. Those 4 to go out of the 12 in the class.
Still some really good trucks left in this class yet. So that distance is not completely safe.
Some of our sponsors, Southern States Energy, also Southern Restorations, Spalding Equipment, Terry of South Bossing, also Triangle Cycles North, Triple S Solutions, Tunnel Creek Winery, Yancey Wholesale Supply, KD Country, WAKG, and WHLF, and WLUF, the radio stations, I believe, for their sponsors. Also like to thank Bank of Charlotte County, Gregory Forrest, Halifax Medical Equipment, Southern Pine Realty Solutions, Wagstaff Sales and Service, also Town of Halifax Merchants, the Abbott Farm Suppliers, Lotions, Potions, and more, Elmer Shop, the Pancake Cafe. I'd like to thank everyone that's been able to do the donations of products and services out here for the truck and tractor pull. Adams Construction for their equipment on the grounds. Donovan Engineering and Construction. Also Jeans Orange Market. Roger Slagle Backhoe and Trucking Service.
Man, I can't. That has been 2018, 2019. I think.
all mixed up. Now, how he got that, Dean, he ran a Chevrolet motor in an old Ford chassis. He was all mixed up.
Yeah, he was. I have to say, this LS swap thing ain't for me.
No, it's not. All Chevrolet right now. Tommy Henley out of Mannequin Sabbath, Virginia. On the Chevrolet right now, 319.45. The Bullet is sitting in your number one spot.
Number one.
Maybe, just maybe, the track is coming back around. The 12 in the class is going to get worked up, and all of a sudden the moisture's there, packing back down. Who's to say?
That's true. That's true. That moisture will keep coming up.
But you've got three tough competitors right here. If he can pick them up, I don't know which one. He can any one of them win. Michael Triplett's got 2 wins under his belt this year. I think out of the 6 hooks so far, or 7 hooks, they've all been different winners. Michael's had 2 wins. So everybody's had a little shake, sitting on the number one spot.
I said before we started, this is a good tight class, and I was going to mention that truck you're pointing at right there.
R.B. Moeller on to the extreme. Now that truck has been around a long time, and he's a long-time puller, and he'll know what's going on and how he's going to drive ability on that truck. It was the old saying is to the extreme, but they called it the Yellow Submarine. I don't know.
Well, it is mostly a yellow truck.
And then you have Philip Simmons, the past champion on the Foolish Pleasure. He's being the last on the hook. As the track's coming around, it's better and better. I can see the cleat marks where those tires are getting the bite. So I know they're not spinning. They've got the full traction and the speed where they're needed.
Yeah, that track is getting a really good hook. And these guys are just sitting back, waiting their turn, watching to see, do I go this way, do I go that way with the sled? Look like they pulled it a little bit off center to the right.
The puller has the option to move it where they want to. Move a little bit over to what I call the right center of the track. And we'll see how Michael has slipped in here one time before and ran this right side line a couple years ago and put this truck on the number one spot. Maybe he's thinking deja vu might happen again.
Maybe so, maybe so. What is this, John, a 50-some model Ford body?
Way before my time.
Mine and yours both.
Well, it's a 2-piece windshield, so it's got to be way before on the 52 and earlier. Not later, but you know. I want to say it's a 49 Ford.
Good running truck. All right, guys, let me hear these Ford fans one more time. Gotta beat that Chevrolet of 320.63, the all mixed up Chevrolet.
Now we'll watch him. A little bit on our side, we're going to watch him. He's going to stay about, I don't know, about 5 to 6 feet off of that white line. Might be where he's running. We'll watch him. The man, I got a correction, 1940.
That's a little bit before my time. I can't quite remember that one.
I don't know how he knows.
I'm not going to ask any questions. back over toward the middle, John.
10,000 pound Super Pro Farm. Go ahead and get those tractors in the staging area. E.O. Harlow, Chad Nesbitt, Todd Tanner, Dustin Reynolds, Bob Martin, Billy Wright, Christy Martin, and Everett Fight. 10,000 pound Super Pro Farm. Go ahead and get those tractors in line. You're coming up next.
What if I just came with a second?
Don't forget, plenty of good food to get you something to eat over there.
If I did like Monday,
Cheeseburger, French fries, cold drink, bologna burgers.
It wouldn't be South Boston, Virginia without a bologna burger.
A bologna burger? Well, I'm going to tell you what. We'll go to Gladys during the hottest part of the year, and they'll have Navy beans. I don't know. I usually eat Navy beans when it gets a little cool, but not in the middle of July or June hot.
All right, to the extreme, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Dodge. Is that correct, John? How many Dodge fans do we have here tonight?
Well, now, I think I heard more ladies said yay because they got a Chrysler van they drive.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. I had a van for a while. Well, you got a herd of chest like I got back here, John.
You need a dump truck. I'm going to tell you, when it came out with a four-door van, oh, my Lordy. My boys would say, Dad, let's ride around the backside of the farm. We'd ride on the back loop, about 14-mile loop on the farm. It took 2 days for us to get off the farm because the car kept breaking down. But we would ride all around, and they had the suicide doors opened up. They were kind of hanging out. I said, y'all got to put your seatbelt on. Your mama had me tore up. Somebody get hurt. I got to tell y'all this is funny on my wife. She come down the road, and she come to a little speed zone right there at my house, at 45 mile an hour, and she had the music playing, and she was a little pedal, the foot was a little hot. And she said, she's telling me this story. She said, I got stopped by a police officer today. I run to the 45. I'm running about 62 miles an hour. I said, you get a ticket? She said, well, I told the officer, you don't give pretty women any tickets, do you? And the police officer said, no, I do not. Sign right here.
I hope she ain't with you.
No. I just happen to know the sheriff in town, and I had pulled out my free pass. There's 3 things you need in life. 3 things. I'm going to tell y'all right now. 3 things. You need to know the sheriff, you need to know a judge, and you need to know the undertaker. That's 3 of them right there.
Well, you're going to have to meet the undertaker before it's time.
Well, you don't never know. I've experienced the first 2, not the third one.
R.B. Moeller, the to the extreme Dodge. How many Dodge fans we have again?
Watch him. 300.
Here we go.
320.63. And see if he can make that leader mark around that red marker. Get it to glow. Made 100 feet, about 75 feet before he come on full throttle. 320.11. Now, we've seen what happened with the last 3 vehicles. Let's wait to the one last puller in the class. See if he can say, I need to do the same thing. Not getting them all pumped up in the head, but being able to work it out. You know they're up there kind of strategized and trying to make things work.
Well, he's the last one in the class, John, and he's no rookie.
Well, you know what they say. It ain't over till the latest thing's at the opera.
That's it. That's exactly right.
We've seen it in a couple of classes already. Michael came in here with his farm home, last puller to class, put a spanking. Maybe it could be. 320.63 is the mark to beat Tommy Henley. Right now sitting on the number 1 spot. Philip doing the driving on the You're talking 320.11 and then 320.67. You're only talking maybe 5 inches there.
Well, it's a close class. We knew it was going to be a close class. It's always very competitive. That's why this class is one of the best classes in the
So we had a full one before. We had 16 trucks in the class. We're having 12 out here tonight. Good showing of pulling out here tonight in the Sportsman 4-wheel drive. All tough competitors.
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember back in Miller's Tavern, it seemed to be like it was several of them in Miller's Tavern to kick off the season.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Billy come up and said there's some people on call that want to watch it. I said, okay. Give me a second. You're on a whole turbo.
And then it comes the last puller in the class, Philip Simmons. Philip Simmons on the Foolish Pleasure. Philip and Daniel, they take turns, the two brothers take turns of driving on the Simmons brothers family. It's a family affair. It's got cousins, uncles, nephews, daughters.
It takes that
in-laws
to fund this outfit.
It does. And they're a tough competitive bunch, and they work really hard to get it all in. And I believe Philip, or this truck right here, might be sitting in the number 1 spot in the point stage. And right now, hooking up and see if he can make it work for him tonight.
He's moved back to the middle of the track. He's been sitting here watching all of these other guys. He's watched 11 other trucks pull. Comes down to the last one. We'll see if he made the right decision to change over to the middle. Philip Simmons on a Foolish Pleasure. Looking to go past 320.63.
puts him on the number 2 spot.
All right, here we go. We got a green flag and a green flag. Gotta be 320.63. He made a good stab at it, 318.71, and you see him wait all the way down to 100-foot mark before he opened it up. Had a little bit of a bounce, but it also pulled out. 318.71, last puller in the class.
Tommy Henley, all mixed up, is your winner. Congratulations, Tommy. And that's 7 pulls and 6 winners.
All right, guys, we're switching classes. 10,000-pound Super Pro Farm up next. We'll be just a minute, won't be long. Visit your concessions, go take a break. Good food and cold drinks over at the concession stand.
Load her up for the 10,000-pound Super Pro Farm class coming up in just a few minutes.
Alrighty, a rundown in the Sportsman class. Tommy Henley on the all mixed up, finishing up number 1. Number 2 spot, R.B. Moeller to the extreme. Number 3 spot, Jared Barlett on the silver bullet. Number 4 spot goes to Mike Simmons. And another Foolish Habit. Number 5 spot, Philip Simmons on the Foolish Pleasure. The number 6 spot goes to Aaron Smothers on the Money Hole. Number 7, Chad Lamb on the Virginia Outlaw. Number 8, David Whitley on Stroking. Your number 9 spot, Earl White on the Yellow Jacket. Number 10, Michael Shipley on the Clear Cut. The 11th spot goes to Donald Shipley on the Spare Parts. 12, Braden Worley on the El Camino. Those are your 12 finishing up out here tonight.
Super Pro Farm, then we'll have the Super Modified 2-wheel drive truck class. Then we'll have the 8,000-pound light pro stock smoker tractors. Then street diesel and street gas.
Take a little change.
To round out the night.
Add some weight into the sled. 10,000 pounds.
Those 5
Super
class
Pro Farm coming up next. 8 tractors in the class would be E.L. Harlow, Chad Nesbrook, and Todd Tanner. Those are your first 3 in the class.
Making another sled change. Up next is 10,000 Super Pro Farm. Be a few more minutes. Again, if you would like, visit our concession. E.L. Harlow will be first on the hook. Chad Nesselrode will be second. Todd Tanner will be third. 8 in the class. Santa Claus, you're going to have to get a little older and a little heavier if you're going to play Santa Claus.
Look, I played Santa Claus a lot of times. I got some T-shirts to give away. Who wants a T-shirt out here tonight? I can't hear you. Hey, I'm going to let y'all know there's a $20 bill wrapped up in one of these shirts. As soon as you give me a $20 bill, I'll wrap it up. They got to cut me a gate right here. They got to put me a little swing.
I thought you was going to jump over.
Look, my jump is gone.
All right, y'all make some noise. All right, come on, guys, make some noise. E.L. Harlow backing up to the sled. On the Harlow Harvester. Again, E.L. Harlow first on the hook. He has the option to turn it down. All right, guys, y'all still throwing out shirts. Who want a shirt?
Good job, though.
Y'all make some noise. The bag is getting slim. E.L. Harlow with a tight chain. Got a green flag and a green flag. Here we go. The Harlow Harvester. .74. 308.74. We'll wait and see if he's going to keep that full or turn it down. I'm hearing that he turned that down. 308.74, he turns it down. Chad Nesselrode on the Recap This International up next.
I was watching my son. He was holding that baseball going down like that. They're like, they told me what it was. I was just out there back there. By that time I looked up there like that.
You done filled up that sack of shirts again. Uh-oh, he's calling in help now.
First couple of classes. We started out with some V8 modifieds and then some hot stock tractors, V8 modifieds, and
how many international
Sportsman.
fans do we have? Oh, I forgot, this is John Deere country, ain't it? E.L. Harlow turned down 308.74. Dan Nussero on the recap. This international will be measured. He will have your first measured distance. The sled did not change, so his distance will be measured. Now, if we had a sled change, then Chad would become the #1 puller, and he would have that option to turn it down. There was no change on the sled, so Chad's distance will be measured. And again, watch these tractors. I told you they're pulling on friction. They want these tractors to spin right off the line.
540 cubic inch on the diesel, 6-cylinder diesel, water injection, intercooler, and they're running a 3.2 on the inlet on the Charger. So they're restricted on cubic inches and restricted on weight, tires, and the inlet of the turbo. So a lot of these tractors do not have the gears that came from the factory. They've got the overdrive, or what they call the 2%, 6%. Chad Nesrode on Recap This, one of our sponsors, Big L Tire and Fear Force product, Fear Force Haunted Force out of Harrisonburg. Moving to the left side of the track.
Building that boost, trying to get those RPMs up, trying to get that turbo spinning. You'll see that smoke go cold black. .26 for Chad Nussero, 315.26. A good call by E.L. Harlow to turn that pull down. Todd Tanner into old grandma. Coming up next.
We got Tanya Tucker out here tonight. I'll give you a t-shirt. You like country music? You're not in luck tonight, so I can hold on to roll. But if you know what this song is, I'll give you a t-shirt. We'll just play a little bit of it. Tell me. Don't somebody help me. So we're okay? Let me make sure I'm ready. Do what? There's a who? There's danger in the house. No. It's no. There might be danger at night. You got it right. Stranger in my house. Not tonight. Not tonight. Well, she got that one right. That kind of hurt my feelings. I didn't know if anybody knew who Ronnie Millsap was. Everybody knows Ronnie Millsap. You're old enough to know everybody.
Welcome, Germany. In South Boston, Virginia. Perfect weather, perfect night for a bowl.
All right. Mama don't want, Mama what? Mama don't get nothing. Mama don't get nothing.
Yeah.
Todd Tanner next on the hook. Coming on track right now, the Old Grandma International. Looking to go past 3:15.26. We got a baby over here that's probably about, what, 3, 4 months old? How old? 5 months old? Don't do it first, try to pull. Baby Lakeland. You want to win a T-shirt if you can know what the song I play? You want to take a wild stand up for me, young lady? What's your name?
Daphne.
You live local?
Campbell.
Campbell? We won't hold that against you. This is going to be, I won't say this is going to be a hard, yeah, it's going to be a hard one. You like rock and roll? No, because this is a blues song. You didn't get it? She didn't get it. Come on, Daphne. Want me to play it again? What we got up here? Todd Tanner. Todd Tanner and the Old Grandma. For Todd Tanner. All right, Tanner, you need a, look, you got to have a T-shirt. Come on. You can stand up, you can't guess on your, ready? Play it again.
29.9 on the speed for Todd.
That's right. Thank God I'm a country boy. That was a hard one. Here you go. Daphne gets a T-shirt. Look at her real good. Might be the one with the $20 bill in it. Let's look. Let's look. Got to add one. That's right. All right, next on the hook, Dustin Reynolds and the Pulling Teeth International. All these T-shirts we're giving away, all have been donated by some of the pullers and the sponsors out here tonight. Come here, young lady. She's waiting. Y'all got pizza out here tonight? That Little Caesar. Now, I don't know what song to play, but I will tell you, this phone does not have any Taylor Swift music in it. I'm just going to let you know. So y'all hipped up on Taylor Swift.
Now this one ought to be a good one. You might know this one.
He was shopping. This judge went out.
That's right.
Dustin Reynolds coming up on track. And the Pulling Teeth International got to beat a distance of 3:15.26. Erica got it right.
You know, I already know this guy. See, I'm in the police department, and I know you just by your picture on the up at the yeah. Yes, got out last night. You're gonna be going back in tonight. You're gonna straighten up. Where's the deputy when you need one? If you can guess this song, young fella, you ready? This guy's Mr. Cool. He got his sunglasses on at night.
John, he didn't think you'd recognize him with his sunglasses on.
It's 20 degrees cooler over here.
That's just because you over there.
That's right. He said something about 420, but I didn't know what that meant. Wait a minute, there's a lot of y'all that do know it. Weston's over here. All right, you want to stand up? Stand up.
They couldn't stick nobody over to use
420.
Use bus for it.
All right, Justin Reynolds, get ready to bring it off the line. Get ready to build boost.
Nobody could work with it. So they stuck me over there with it.
Now, Dustin is in the dentistry.
Yeah, on the other side of the road.
I won't say an oral surgeon, but Dustin Reynolds out of Lynchburg, Virginia, on the Pulling Teeth International.
Puts him number one. 320.82.
All right, you ready for this song? This will go back before your mom and daddy's time. And my time, too. No, I went to the movies to see this. Here in Texarkana. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We got a long way to go. Yes, you do.
The insurance company helped us.
Hey, John. Yeah. I got a man standing behind me back here says you had a long way to go, but it won't quite enough tonight.
That's my life right there.
Got a shirt on with Ford wrote all the way across from one side to the other. Yeah. Guess who gets to buy the beer and breakfast in the morning? And now, was he aware of that? Of course, everybody's aware of it. You win in our class. The winner always buys breakfast for everybody. Oh, that's why you run second.
That's right. No money, no funny.
Bob Martin on the Boss Hog Binder.
I like going home and sitting
Coming up on track.
on the couch and relaxing. Next thing I know, she's in the boss beer running. I'm like, what's wrong? That's what I tell everybody. That's really my work with that. Yeah, I'm done.
Who do we have? What's your name, young lady?
Arlene
Oh,
Kidd.
All right, Arlene, I'm going to play a song, and I want to see if you can guess it. And if you get it right or wrong, I'll give you a t-shirt anyway. All right, you ready? We can make sure I'm right.
I can sit at the house and find
This might go back in our time.
the right list. When you do this and this and this and this, you have a day off.
Footloose, that's right. She said flash dance. What the world was that?
Makes you criticize me. 12 o'clock, she'll see you walk through the kitchen, crack your beer. She's like, why are you cracking beer at 12 o'clock? Well, it's 12 o'clock. I can come home and have to have my hand walk through the door. She's like, what are you doing?
You got these railings a little bit too high.
John, if you get you a running start, I think you can clear that guardrail.
Will they buy?
I know it. Who we got here? What is this one?
Bob Martin in the Boss Hog Binder.
He ain't scared of nothing.
Bob's out of Pamplin City, just outside of Appomattox. We're going to be over at the Appomattox, or actually Farmville, on September, somewhere in September. Look at the schedule. Top of my head, I cannot figure it out. But Bob Martin on a Boss Hog Binder on the International Power.
Had to be 320.82. Your number one spot right there. 320.89. Bob Martin, number one, 320.89. John, you talk about running close.
Good run on the International for Bob Martin. He put it in the number one spot. That's where you're going.
Put it in the number one spot.
It's close down here.
320.89. That moved Dustin Reynolds to number two with 320.82.
I don't know if you're paying attention. If you can look at how much dirt, how little of a dirt is being put out on these tires, that means the track condition is perfect. They're not digging a lot of dirt, throwing it in front of that buck plate, in front of that skid bar. It's pulling all of that dirt. It's very minute amount.
Next up on the hook, John, some of these folks might know him. Somewhat of a local hero, Billy Rice on the Lights Out International.
We just had a lady fall out. Billy Rice, she just fell out. Like, she must know him. Billy Rice on the Lights Out International. Billy's put a lot of work, and also with the fire department being able to put on this pool. It's just not something that all of a sudden you get together and want to put it together and all of a sudden it happens. It takes a year to plan everything, to make things work out and make it work like it's doing. This is a well-oiled machine out here tonight, here in South Boston. Everything is working good. Track conditions, pullers, spans, the track crew, it all puts in a lot of work to be able to put on the show for you out here tonight. And Billy Rice is just an example of what goes on with Dragon Motorsports, good competitor. But anybody know Bill Wright? Y'all know Cowman? He's not a cowboy. Somebody said, this is cowboy. I said, a man like that, I call him Cowman. Well, if you're a friend of Bill Wright, you're a friend of mine. That is one good, fine fella right there to be knowing.
Right now, John, he's standing up there holding down the front of the sled.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I'm down here at the end of the track and trying to figure out where they all running. They're running that left center groove, which I thought was a little wet earlier in the night, but everybody's been running through here and getting it packed down. Now, Billy knows this. Bill knows it. They've watched this track from when they broke the ground. The track conditions can change. These big 24/5/32 tires are turning up the track. But the track crew down here is doing a wonderful job. It's smoothed down, leveled out. It's not a hippity hump and you get a bad bump down here. It's got a good hook. So we'll watch Billy on the Lights Out International.
All right, guys, I noticed Billy has not yet put his helmet on, so show him your appreciation for this pool tonight, guys. Let Billy hear you.
Now, what's the leader marker now? 320.89?
Yes, sir, you are correct. 320.89.
We'll see how it works out. Right now, we got Bob Martin, then Dustin Reynolds. Those are your 1 and 2 right now. You got Billy Rice. Then you got Chrissy Martin, young lady. Y'all count her out. She's back in the pack back here watching everything. Mama gonna put a spanking on y'all. Gonna watch out. And if Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Look, Olivia's got them off, y'all. Yeah. They wouldn't count it and put them on the shoulder.
Guys, if you'll notice, that smoke right now, if it were lighter, it would be a whitish color, maybe a little blue tint. But as you build boost in these turbos, they got to get that turbo spinning enough to pack that air fuel mixture down in that engine. You'll see that smoke go coal black. About the time they dump the clutch, it'll go coal black.
Tell me look what Sissy's got. I'm glad he don't like. What is it like?
All right, it's a green light and a green flag. Billy Rice looking to beat 320.89. How many of you think he's got it?
Now, you're going to watch about building up the RPMs. He's got a lot of fuel going into that motor. That's 6-cylinder diesel motor, 540 cubic inch. Dry block, no water in the block. So when he starts bringing up the RPMs, smoke's going to change, get darker and darker. He's going to flip the valve. All the fuel's going into the pump, up on the RPM, hard on the clutch. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be beating these guys in the back alley because they're right close together. They run in packs. Now, if the sled pulls away, look down here and come up first. Look, that curve is real long. That's where that tractor's got a good speed, running 30.6 miles an hour. And looking at the tires, she got a little bit of belly in them. Tire pressure makes that a little bit different.
Oh, he's on that man now.
Christy Martin up next on the 966 International on Everett site. on the Scarecrow AC. John, I know you favor those Dallas Showers. Hey, don't take the one orange and kind of work them up a little bit. That's all it takes. But E.L. Harlow is coming back also on the Harlow Harvester. He turned down a 308.74. I think he made a good decision.
Making a little bit of change, yeah. And this is, now you've got 3 vehicles all within, 3 tractors, all within what, 6 inches, 5 inches? You want to talk about tight. That's a tough competitor right there. Don't forget, out here tonight, I think we done looked at him and walked on by him. But Will Witt, WWPTV, is out here tonight filming this pull and other pulls throughout Dragon Motorsports and NCPA and East Coast Series. WWPTV. Go on YouTube, WWPTV. You can YouTube it, thumbs up. Scroll in there. You've got videos throughout the pulling season. You'll be able to maybe watch this one, what, next week, next couple days, next week?
Right there.
Tonight? You're going to load it up tonight and put it on WWPTV Plus?
It's live right
Okay. WWPTV Plus. If that's anything, I don't know. I still had the VHS tapes. I don't know. They'd have got past the DVD. I don't know none of that stuff.
Chrissy Martin coming up on track. Looking to beat 320.89.
Now this young lady right here has been involved in pulling all with antique tractors. And then coming over, she used to drive a diesel truck. But she told Bob, said, Bob, we got the hauler. Let's just get another tractor. They've been working on this tractor for 3 years, trying to make it, getting the bugs worked out of it. Came out of the first hook. She sat in the seat and put her in the #1 spot. We'll see what happens tonight. 320.8. Big Bob setting the marker. 320.8. What is it? 86, 89?
Hey, John.
89. 320.89. We'll see if Mama can kind of shake him up a little bit. We're going to find out who's going to do the dishes.
So she's doing double duty. She's not only trying to win the pool, but beat him too.
All right, Chrissy Martin.
E.L.
All the high paces international.
John, that was not Chrissy Martin.
I see it now.
346.37. They pulled a fast one on.
E.L. Harlow and Harlow Harvester out of Orange, Virginia. 3.37.
E.L. Harlow on the Harlow Harvester, 314.37.
Went from a 308 to a 314. A little bit better, about 6 feet or so.
Worse than you hit that line, five,
All right, guys, now Christy Martin comes to the track. Still looking to beat 320.89. We've got 2 left in the class. John, I got a bucket of 50-50 tickets here in front of me. We'll draw the 50-50 tickets after this class. 2 more pullers in this class, and then we draw 50-50. Next class up is super modified 2-wheel drive trucks. Guys, I'm going to tell you, that will be the wildest class tonight. 2-wheel drive trucks. So be getting your ear protection ready. Christy Martin on an International 966. All right, ladies, you don't have her helmet on right now. Show her your support. It don't take but one out here tonight. And apparently they don't have to go too far. Everybody's tight. A 320.9 will win it right now.
I got Jessica over here. Jessica, you see if you can guess this song for a t-shirt. Are you ready? You ready? Time's ticking. She said, that thing, I don't know, that's way before my time.
Green River.
Y'all still messed up.
Christy Martin on the High Maintenance International. She's number 1, 320.93 for Christy Martin.
I tell you what, all she did was whoop, got right on by.
She was driving that thing, John, and the front tires were off the ground.
You know what they say?
320.93. John, I don't think I've ever been to one that was this close in distance. 320.6, 320.82, 320.89, and 320.93.
Yeah, I know it.
Last on the hook will be Everett Sight on the Scarecrow Alice Chalmers. How many Alice Chalmers fans do we have tonight? I know we got one. He's busy right now, but I know we got one. Oh, we got 2. Another one across the track. John, you might want to give her a shirt.
That tractor was number 2 last week with a different driver, Wes Reams. This week it's on the top spot. 1 to go, Alice Chalmers, called the Scarecrow.
Tractor right here coming out of North Carolina. Every cycle's on the Scarecrow. A little bit different setup. Runs a little bit smaller motor, 466 cubic inches. A little bit smaller Charger. What they run down in Carolina, a little 3-inch on the inlet, 3 inches on the exhaust. They're weighing in 10,000 pounds.
Nobody loves it better than that. Nobody loves it better than that. He wants it better.
Guys, get your 50-50 tickets ready. We're going to draw after this class. This is the last tractor in this class. And we'll draw 50-50. Everett Sykes got to beat 320.93.
I think Bob got to do dishes tomorrow.
All right, Everett Sykes, here we go. $278.63 for Everett Sykes. Your winner, ladies, is Chrissy Martin.
You run down in the class, putting her on the #1 spot. Chrissy Martin on a High Maintenance International, #1. #2, Bob Martin on the Boss Hog Binder. Your #3 spot, Dustin Reynolds on the Pulling Teeth. #4, Billy Rice on the Lights Out. #5 spot goes to Chad Neserote on the Recap Disc. #6, E.O. Harlow on the Harlow Harvester. Your #7 spot, Todd Tanner on the Old Grandma. And Everett Sykes on the Scarecrow, finishing out your 8 in the class.
All right, guys, we're going to do the 50-50 drawing. Get your tickets out, get them ready. How much do we have? All right, the jackpot is $359. Reach way down in there, buddy, and get 1 ticket.
Super modified 2-wheel drive trucks coming up next. About 3,000 horsepower. Some of these going to be right at 3,300 horsepower.
All right, if you bought a blue ticket, you're a winner. I'm sorry, a white ticket.
North Carolina, Maryland, Virginia.
All right, your
all
number
over
is
coming from this class.
9 922 3141. Who? I heard it. 922 3141. 3141. You got you the winner?
Guys, up next, super modified two-wheel drive truck. As I said earlier, please use ear protection. This is blown big blocks. They are very, very loud, very, very powerful trucks. If you have small children, please, please, please use ear protection. Up first, Crystal Wilson. Second, Alan Brown. Third, Steve Wilson. Fourth, Brandon Lee. Fifth, Bob Simmons. Sixth is going to be Darren Wilson, and then Robbie Campbell will be last, seventh on the hook. First up, Crystal Wilson.
Hey, this is my old girlfriend from way back in the day. Hey, we got the money. Let's go. Let me see. Yes, you're the winner. How were you in math class? You did pretty good in math? Fairly well? Okay. All right, I want to make sure. 9223141. It's a winner. Yes, thank you. Hey, I've been knowing this lady, I don't know, the last 8 years or so. Went to a traffic pool, met the family, had a good time. Gave them free tickets and can't get them away from a traffic pool now. Thank you. We do have a winner. Brandon, you're doing way too much studying on the track. What do you think out here tonight?
I think the track's pretty consistent. I don't think there's a real big advantage one guy right there. I think I'm going to just put it right in the middle and whoever goes the furthest.
I think it's the track crew's been a wonderful job. I'm going to tell you, that skid steer, working it in down on the other end, if you look at the other end, it's fairly smooth. Not deep holes, not a lot of dirt. This is where the horsepower is going to come to the top.
Yeah, the only concern I got is it looks a little hard. We've got so much horsepower. If we don't dig in a little bit, we could overpower the track. So you watch these guys with the blower trucks, they're going to be real smooth with the throttle. And that's who's going to win. Whoever can apply the horsepower correctly is going to win it tonight.
And out here tonight, you're talking about a lot of horsepower. It's going to take the horsepower to get those tires to hook, because you're kind of like spinning them. How fast are you spinning the rear tires?
I don't know, somewhere around 100 mile an hour. So another thing is the gear ratio. People think we just get in here and flooring. That's not the case, guys. Y'all see me out here watching the track. I'm poking and finding the correct density that I like. I'm going to watch some trucks. I'm going to make a gear selection, either a faster gear or a slower gear. It's a whole lot more to it than just getting in and out of the motor.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when you get back, you go back into your record book. If you've been on the tracks before, I know you've been in North Carolina or United Pullers. Every track you've been on, you got a little sheet you go by. As you get there early, you get to the pool early, you walk the track while they're putting water, working it in, you start learning of what's going on, because it's not where I can go back and come back and try it again. Correct, yeah, we got one shot down the track, so we got to make our best effort. So as John was talking about, every one of us pullers have a notebook, and I always tell people that notebook gets a little thicker each time. You really need to keep track of the notes of the track, the air conditions. We have to tune these blower motors to the air outside, so there's a lot of variables that go into these things.
Yeah, because when you're talking about air ratio and the fuel, you can load it up, and then all of a sudden, that 575 cubic inch motor, you're putting 3,000 horsepower to the ground. It's not working.
No, it's a lot to it. Every one of these trucks tonight, I'm giving you my honest opinion, any one of them can win. It's just who gets that magic combination tonight.
So it could be the first hook, late hook. We've been watching it here tonight. It's been the late hook working tonight.
Yeah, the track, the guys that did the track, the facility, it's as nice as you'll ever go. I mean, it's a beautiful place. I really don't think the track is going to make a difference. The track looks so good, I think you're going to have a good, fair shake no matter what order, in my opinion.
So it's all going to be a driver being able to the selection that they're picking out here tonight. Brandon Lee on the Wild in Blue. He's out here tonight to see what he can do with the Chevrolet. And I'm going to tell you, these pullers don't come here to be in second place. Seven out here tonight in the class. Crystal Wilson on her Dirty Money. Young lady doing the driving, coming out of Maryland. Out of La Plata, Maryland. First on hook. Then Alan Brown on the Sweet Thing. I remember Alan Brown down in Camden, North Carolina, just outside Elizabeth City, when I was going to the tractor pulls with my father back in the mid-70s. Alan had a modified tractor, had an Oliver tractor rear end with two 427 Chevrolets crank to crank. And that's the first time I ever laid eyes on Alan Brown. And then he went from a modified tractor, went into the two-wheel drives. Then he got Steve Wilson on the Running Bear. Then Brandon Lee on the Wild and Blue. Then Darren Wilson on the Dirty Money. Then Robbie Campbell on the Reckless Horse. My mistake, 6 trucks out here tonight. All depends on how they get the hook. First puller in the class is your test puller. Now, they're talking about 3,000 horsepower putting it to the ground. If you've never been anywhere that had a lot of loud noise, it's going to be cranking out here tonight with the horsepower.
Yeah, I think it must be up there.
So we'll see how it works out. Crystal's moving the sled all the way over to the left part of the track. Let's see if it works with her on her Dirty Money. Now, Crystal and Steve and their sons, they operate a Porta-John business up in La Plata, Maryland. And that's why they get the name of Her Dirty Money. I'd like to thank Southern Automotive for their sponsorship. Also, Bose Hydraulic and Equipment, Dominion Energy, and Clover Power Station. Also, Hitachi Energy, ODEC, Smart Ford, All Metal and Auto Recycling, Benchmark Bank, Better Cable Systems, Carrington Brothers, Elliott's Auto Sales, Franklin's Garage, Grand Springs, Irby's Property Maintenance, Maplehurst Outdoor Living, Morgan Lumber Company, Novak, South Boston Energy, Southern Virginia Custom Services, and Pease Diesel and Equipment Repair. A small list. So if you see any of these sponsors, or if you're one of the sponsors out here tonight, thank you for your sponsorship, helping out the Turbeville Volunteer Fire Department, because the money that they make goes right back in the community to be able to respond to your emergency. So we thank y'all for coming, and thank for all the sponsors that make this event and all the workers. All righty, we're ready. We'll fire in the hole. We're looking for Crystal Wilson.
All right, guys, I got one question. Are you having fun yet? You can do better than that. Are you having fun yet? Well, you just wait till we get started with this bunch.
575 cubic inches on a big blower. Now, I want to tell when he comes out here, I want to show you something on the front of that. I want to see if you can recognize what that is on the front of that motor. That big blower. I'm going to tell you what it is. You don't know what it is, do you?
I don't know
Where it come from. I'm going to tell you.
I don't know where it come from.
You got to be able to look at it. You'll understand it when you see it. That big air intake right there is what they call a Dolly Parton hair dryer. Now you'll see some of them spray a little bit of alcohol or a gel around the opening. That keeps it, when that thing sucks wide open, it doesn't freeze. Because of the fuel that they're running doesn't freeze. So if it's wide open, you can't pull the handle back.
You know, John, some people don't understand. They think because we're running a big engine, it's hot all the time. All parts of that engine is not hot. Like you said, they will glaze over with ice, the intake.
What they do, they've got a pump and they're running hot water or some circulation in there to kind of keep that motor consistent, because them aluminum heads, they start expanding. You want to get them valved in and tied in.
All right, she's lined up on the far left, all the way into out of bounds line. But John, as I look down at this track, from where I'm standing, it looks fairly flat, fairly smooth. No rust, doesn't look like. You guys, I said earlier, ear protection, please, on children and...
You think this about, you ought to see what she goes to get groceries in. If you got your two index fingers not doing anything, you might want to be able to slip them right on into your ear canal.
Also, guys, if you can stay back a little bit from the guardrail, I'm telling you, they do run a kill switch, but these trucks will be turning a lot of wheel speed. They might not be running much over 30 miles an hour with a sled hooked to them, but if they come loose, they're going to go way out quick. All right, here we go. Crystal Wilson.
Back in. 313.89. Intention right on the mark. She's being the test puller. You're right. She has that option to take it or turn it down. We'll wait and see how it works out.
Sorry about that. 313.313.
9 times out of 10, you keep a good run. EL came back on a rehook, did a little bit better. Chances are, track condition might have changed a little bit from the first hook coming back to the last hook. Don't know. A lot of times you make a good smooth
30.7 on the speed.
Kind of keep it. I believe it's setting the marker. I do believe they're probably saying yes, she's going to keep it.
It's hot. It's hot. Just leave it
She's
right there.
had a little breakage on the motor. Header pipe broke. So she is keeping it. Okay. 313.89. Alan Brown on the sweet thing.
Is it John? Alan Brown has got back in the sweet thing. He's got 2 trucks. He's got a C-cab and a sweet thing. And if you guys will pay attention, he will turn this engine just about to the extreme.
So I don't know what their rev limiter set on kill, but when you're looking at it,
I would say it's way on up there. Maybe, I don't know if it's at the 8,000 mark or more.
I don't know if he's got a red limiter, John.
Well, Alan and Randy, his son Randy, they've been watching a bit what's going on. Got here early, watched the track conditions, trying to figure out what they can do. It can be right good on the Sweet Thing truck now. And like you said, Alan runs 2 trucks. C-Caps have a little bit of issue with the clutch. It's sitting at home. He's running the Sweet Thing out here tonight.
I know John, in years past, I don't know if he's mellowed any or not, so to speak, but Alan used to take 2 engines. He used to take a spare engine, and he has damaged or blown an engine on Friday night, come back with a spare engine tonight and pulled it again.
We're right. He's having a spare engine, but a lot of times when you're talking about a little bit of money, but you might not know, you know who Alan Brown is. You might not know who Alan Brown is, but his son, Randy Brown, used to be a driver for Dennis Anderson on the Gravedigger monster truck.
I got you.
So Motorsports is deep.
It's in their blood, absolutely. Alan Brown been in pulling, what, John, 45 plus years, I'm going to say. It's been a long time.
I saw him back in the 70s, so you do your math between there and him. So,
well, I'm almost 45, so.
uh-oh, we just got this word, last call on the food. Now, I have had everything called, but last call on alcohol, last call and get out the house, last call, but last call on the food. So if you're still hungry, go get you something. I want to wait till you get on half price. I got my Walmart card. I can go over there and get it on half price. On the Sweet Bucket, Alan Brown on the truck he calls Sweet Thing.
All right, guys, he's got Ford across the front of it, so I'm game. How many Ford fans do we have left? Again, they got those rear tires pumped up tight to hold that weight.
Now, when you look at those tires, I don't know if you've ever looked at them, they're probably, I want to say, 1/4 of an inch or less on tread. So basically what they're doing is spinning that tire like you're talking about on friction, getting the bite. We in the number 5 class out of the 8 out here tonight. We've got 6 trucks in this class, and then we get into the light pro stock, where we got about 4 tractors sitting in that class. Then we'll get into street gas and street diesel.
Alan Brown looking to beat 313.89. All right, here we go. All right,
Coming down the track, you see that yellow light come on. That's letting you know you're up on that rev tip. You started seeing a little bit of popping. That rev limiter's letting me pulling that motor back a little bit to keep it from singing too high and sending pistons out the sky.
That rev limiter's pulling that motor back, and Alan's pushing that throttle forward, John.
318.85. Good smooth run. Not a lot of wheel up and down. Good smooth run. 318.85. 31.5. I think that might be, if not the fastest run out here tonight so far.
One of the fastest that I remember, that's correct.
Steve Wilson on the Running Bear. He is a second generation motor. His dad pulled modified tractors back in the early 80s. He got the taste up and then got into the two-wheel drive truck some years back. Now they have Steve, Crystal, and Darren driving on the trucks out here tonight. Stevie Wilson coming up next on the Running Bear, and then Brandon Lee on the Wild and Blue Chevrolet.
You got the other one back there? I told Mel's when we pulled that out. For some reason, I just got So I saw there was, when I wanted to leave, it said, oh, this is a high time. Wait 30 minutes.
Steve Wilson on the Running Bear Chevrolet. How many Chevrolet fans do we have? Gotta beat 318.85. Laid down by Alan Brown. Good looking truck, good running truck. Setting the truck right in the middle. Steve Wilson on the Running Bear coming out of La Plata, Maryland. go. Looking to go past 318.85. Steve Wilson in the Running Bears Chevrolet. On deck, Brandon Lee in a wild and blue Chevrolet. A good running truck here. Brandon pulls in a lot of different places. Up and down the East Coast. Lee Motorsports has a total of 3 two-wheel drive pulling trucks. You might be familiar with Little Red. Brandon used to share that truck. He got his own truck, the Wild and Blue Chevrolet. His brother now has a truck also called the Simple Man. Truck they just got not long ago. Out of Zebulon, Virginia. Zebulon, North Carolina. 2022 was a busy year for Brandon. He was your NTPA state champion and PPL state champion in the two-wheel drive. Being able to be 2 different organizations and taking the truck to the #1 spot earned him the right to go to Louisville to the big indoor pool. Tough competitor. He's been watching what's going on. We'll see what the Wild and Blues for Brandon Lee can do out here tonight. All right, Chevrolet fans, let him hear you. Talk to it.
Brandon Lee, Double R, North Carolina.
Family, great people, very competitive, helpful. They'll do anything for anybody that needs it. I can't say enough about Brandon and his family. They just brought one truck here tonight. Made a few changes this year. Brandon getting hooked up. 3:18.85 is the lead distance by Alan Brown in the sweet thing. All right, Brandon's got a green light, a green flag. Here we go.
Wilson on the dirty money. Put him on your #1 spot last year as your points champion. And the dirty money.
This is live. You're seeing it about 20 seconds after I see it.
Lose your next two the 8,000-pound light pro stock. Get them in line. Bradley Steele, Cody Watkins, Steve Flint, and David Reed. Those 4 out here tonight. Then we'll get into street gas and street diesel opening up tonight. I'd like to thank Anderson Lawn Care. Arnie's Body Shop, Atlantic Union Bank, Beverage Tractor and Equipment, Brandon's Wrecker Service, also Brooks Line Funeral Home, Carolina Contracting and Tree Service, Chesterfield Insurers, Comfort Systems USA, Cornerstone Admin Systems, Davenport Energy, Edward Jones, your South Boston and Halifax offices, also Factory Street Brewing, Farm Credit, First Piedmont, Francisco Forestry Service, also Franco's Electrical Service, H&M Logging, Halifax Pharmacy, Hudson Insurance Agency, Law Office of Lisa Francisco, Powell Funeral Home, Robert Woodall Chevrolet, Roxborough Heating and Air, South Boston Memorials, Southern States Energy, Southern Restoration, Spalding Equipment, Terry of South Boston, Triangle Cycles North, Triple S Solutions, Tunnel Creek Winery, Yancey Wholesale Supply, KD Country, also WAKG, and WHLF, and WLUS. Those sponsors out here tonight. Darren Wilson, young fella doing the driving, coming out of Maryland, all the dirty money. We got 2 to go left in the class. Alan Brown sitting down the #1 spot, 3:18.85. Good run for Alan Brown on the sweet thing. 2 to tough competitors. Darren Wilson, he's not out here for second place. He'll see when he can work it out. To that 321 mark. Put him right now unofficially on your #1 spot. 1 to go. Robbie Campbell coming out of Maryland on the Reckless Horse.
bottle and come in like a couple laps.
One to go left in the class. Robbie Campbell on the Ford.
321.89. Good run there for Aaron Wilson.
Fans do I have? Gotta beat 321.89. How many Chevrolet fans says he can't do it?
Well, the way it's been going, the last couple of classes always been closer to the last puller, close to being the last puller, taking the win. Teamwork and advantage. Well, you just saw what Darren Wilson did with one to go.
It was fairly close, not as close as the last class, but he jumped way on out. He jumped out about 3 or 4 feet. Almost exactly 3 feet.
£8,000 light pro stock smoker tractors coming up next. Those 4 tractors, and right after we go to those 4, we go into the street diesel, street gas in the street diesel.
I was just told if you're not having fun, they'd be glad to collect the money to go back out the gate.
Yeah, that don't mean you get your money back. That means you pay again.
Pay again.
With that being said, are we having fun yet? Man, they sound half asleep.
Well, they came here.
Good point. You know, when this trucks come by, now I don't know if these folks on the bleachers over here, but I know these guys right down through here. You can feel this trailer shake when that thing goes by.
I didn't know. Thought I was going in tachycardia. My heart was starting a little bit of thumping, like a pitter patter.
Dragon Motorsports. We put on pulls about 30 events throughout the year. We'll start in April, go all the way to the end of September. But you can look us up, Dragon Pulls, Dragon, P-U-L-L-S, dragonpulls.com. Go on our schedule, click on the schedule, scroll down where we're going to be coming up next. And then over on the right-hand side of the schedule page is the results. So if you're saying, hey, what happened last weekend and such, you'll be able to scroll over and look at it. Also, you can scroll over there and hit the points page and then scroll down and look and see who's doing what in the points and how they're running. Crystal Wilson right now sitting in your #1 spot in the chase out here tonight in the 2-wheel drive. Or you can go under our Facebook page, Dragon Motorsports LLC. Dragon Motorsports LLC. Put a thumbs up. And then you'll be able to click on that, like it, share it. And when things come along, you'll get it in your news feed and know what's going on, what's happening for all the sponsors and the advertisements for the next coming polls. Next Wednesday night and Thursday night, we'll be in Winchester, Virginia, putting on the poll up there in Frederick County, in Winchester. And then on Friday night, we slip over to Warren County, just one county over, for their truck and tractor poll during their fair. And then on August the 3rd, we got that weekend open. And then next thing you know, on the 10th of August, we'll be in Amelia at the Tom Scott Park for truck and tractor pulling at Amelia on the 10th of August. Oh, that thing
That thing, you know, you got the homework done.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. All right, Bullet fans, you got to get behind it. Got to beat 321.89. Last chance.
You run down in the class. Put him on the number 1 spot. Darren Wilson on the Dirty Money, number 1. Number 2, Alan Brown out of North Carolina on the Sweet Thing. Your number 3 spot. Crystal Wilson on her Dirty Money. Your number 4 spot. Brandon Lee on the Wild and Blue Chevrolet. Number 5 spot. Robbie Campbell on the Reckless Horse. And 6, Steve Wilson on the Running Bear. Finishing up those 6 in the 2-wheel drive. How'd y'all like the 2-wheel drive class?
You say something, John?
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, because that was something that Billy and the crew wanted to do, about changing up a little bit, bringing in some high horsepower, and I'll tell you what, it's high horsepower, high noise, and everything. Track crew doing a wonderful job. You got a little belly right now, somewhere around that 230, 240 range. Where that sled has been catching up, but the track crew's doing a wonderful job keeping everything squared away. There's 8,000-pound light pro stock smokers. Those 8 tractors out here tonight, I'm sorry, those 4 tractors. We've got Bradley Seal on the Mother-in-law's Nightmare. That is a New Holland sheet metal. Then Cody Watkins on the Total Chaos John Deere. Then you got Steve Flint on the head case. That's a Case International. And then you got David Reed on the Chain Smoker, which is a Case International. Those 4 in the class. So street gas trucks, go ahead and make your way down in the staging area for the street gas. We've got 4 tractors, then we'll get into the street gas.
Also like to thank the Bank of Charlotte County, Gregory Forest, Halifax Medical Equipment, Southern Pine Realty Solutions, also Wagstaff Sales and Service, also the town of Halifax Merchants, Abbott Farm Supplies, Lotions, Potions, and more, Peddler's Shop, Pancake Cafe, and the ones that have donated equipment out here on the track side, working equipment on the track, Adams Construction for their roller scraper, I believe the motor grader, Donovan Engineering and Construction, also Jeans Orange Market, Weiser Schlegel Backhoe and Trucking Service for all those work. If you see or you know any of those sponsors that we listed out throughout the night, tell them thank you. Tell them thank you when you appreciate their support for this truck and tractor pulled out here for the Turbeville Volunteer Fire Department. Because just to buy a set of turnout gear for the bunker pants, boots, coat, helmet, everything to equip a firefighter is well over $3,000. That's just one. So when you're talking about expense, the breathing apparatus that they're wearing on their back for their interior firefighting, chemical firefighting, the breathing apparatus is somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000 to $5,000, depending on what model that you get. And about every 4 years, it changes. Equipment, a tanker truck carrying about 3,000 gallons of water on a tandem chassis, you're looking at $500,000 plus. In your engine cost, everything is a very, very expensive business to be in, but we do thank all of our volunteers. If you're one in another jurisdiction, we appreciate it. If you're paid, thank you for your EMS and fire service. We thank you for what goes on in not only this county, but across our nation. There's about 29,000, almost close to 30,000 fire departments in the United States. 30,000. And break it on down. 70% of that 30,000 is all volunteer.
That's a lot of firefighters, John.
Well, you start taking this lot.
Absolutely. And we need them. We need each and every one to help us in a time of need.
They're always on the other side of 911. When you're calling for an emergency, they'll want to know, what's your emergency? Police, fire, EMS. So thank you. And the ones that are behind the scenes, the dispatchers, working the calls, the police. We got dispatcher over there. I tell you what, when they came out with this automated voice stuff, I didn't like it. I still don't like it. I like that human contact with the dispatcher. Because I can get back on the radio and say, what are you talking about, Willis?
No, you're not.
Where are we going? Bradley Seal out of Madison, Virginia on a New Holland. 466 cubic inch, 466 cubic inch motor, diesel, 6-cylinder, intercooler, 1 turbo. Now we'll talk about that intercooler in a minute. 1 turbo, bringing up the RPM. Bradley Seal on the mother-in-law's nightmare.
We'll wait for a decision. Again, he's the first puller.
Now what's happening, that track is getting chewed up a little bit where they're spinning. Maybe it's getting a little bit hard there, but these tires also, they don't have a lot of grip, not a lot of tread depth. Be a 1/4 inch if they had that, being able to get a bite. 29489. He's turning it down. Okay, he's going to drop it. He has that option. 29489 and said, nope, I'm going to turn it down, come back a little bit later. Now these tractors are set up with a centrifugal clutch. That left foot is holding down as that RPMs come up on the motor. So that clutch is trying to engage. Now on these motors, on these diesels, they have the intercooler. They have about 80 pounds of ice water sitting in a cooler box. That water pumps through a cooler that cools the air before it goes in the motor. Now it's great when you got so you got a lot of dampness out here tonight. Right now, it's beginning to really create maybe a little bit of problem because the air is thick. When you're having hot air going through that motor, cool air makes more horsepower. You can add it into your fuel. So they've got an intercooler that kind of works a little bit different than the radiator of your car. It cools the air going into the turbo. So you got cold water. So 80 pounds of ice in a cooler box, pumping that water through there. By the time they're into their run, the ice has been melted.
Well, John, just to prove your point on that moisture, I don't know if anyone saw it on our two-wheel drive truck class. Most of those trucks had a guy wiping the windshield.
You've got a little bit of heavy moisture. You can call it humidity if you want to. It's the way it is right now, or just a little bit of fog. We've been here before when we had fog out here and had a little misty raining. Cody Watkins on a Total Chaos John Deere out of just close to Namazine or Dinwiddie County. Not Namazine, I'm sorry. Manborough, Sutherland, that's where it is. Stuff I get it straight. Right there on 460. Cody ran the tractor the other week in Madison, put him on the number 3 spot. Good running John Deere for Cody. It'll be Steve Flint on the head case, and then David Reed, and then Brantley coming back under the hook.
They're blowing off Bradley seal with a leaf blower. Try to get him ready to go, come back a few hooks from now.
How about the John Deere fans? Where are you? True John Deere. 6-cylinder diesel, 466. These tractors came from the factory somewhere around 100 to 125 horsepower. Factory. Right off the shelf. Bring them in the farm. Let's go to work. 125 horsepower. They're well over 1,200 now. You say, okay, how do we go from 120 to 1,200? Well, it's the engineering with the fuel and the pistons and the cam and the turbo and everything that's involved, putting a whole lot more fuel in the motor, bigger turbo, whole 9 yards. These tractors run a 3.4 on the inlet of the turbo, 3 inches, 3.4, bigger than the Dixie Cup.
We're up to 1,500, 1,600 horsepower in this class now. Some of these tractors.
Now, you might see it on this one. I don't know if you see it on it. You might see it on another tractor. When they bring it up the RPM, smoke is changing. They'll pull the valve and put all the fuel into the injection pump and being able to let it run. Right now, they're just kind of running it on the, what I would call half choke. If you want to make any sense, you're cutting the fuel back out of it. So they're running on, but when they go to wide open, they'll pull that valve, all the fuel goes in there. They're about, it's a P pump, 7100 series with a 13 millimeter plunger. I can't tell you what size 13 millimeter plunger is, 13, 14, you know.
Right around a ½ inch.
Yeah, it puts it about a ½ inch plunger. That's how much fuel is being pumped in there. Cody Watkins on the Total Chaos John Deere.
All right, John Deere fans, let him hear you.
With John Deere and Ford, they all go together, huh?
Well, I had to work on John Deere's for almost 18 years, so I don't know. Not a big fan.
What they always told me, nothing runs like a deer when you got a cat on his butt.
Nothing runs like a deer or smells like a John.
Oh, okay.
For that John Deere.
Now you saw that thing sort of bringing up the RPM. You saw a little bit of fire, and it goes out. That's where all that fuel is coming in there. They've got what they call water injection. They've got nozzles sitting right in there in the cylinder head. They're spraying 6 nozzles, spraying into, going right into the cylinder head to kind of cool that fire. Because if you're seeing fire out of the pipe, and the pipe's about 2 feet out of the stack, that thing's got to go around this turbo, back in the manifold, back on the piston. So you might be talking about lengthwise 4, 5, 6 feet fire. You got to cool that motor down. Yes, sir. Spraying water in there. 306.52.
A little burst of fire is okay, but you don't want to see it much. Where there's fire, there's melted pistons.
That's why you watched it when it comes up. Fire kind of shoots in there. You saw some of the tractors in the 10 Super Pro form. Some of the lights were coming on. That right there is the indicator that they're running boost pressure for water injection. So when the boost pressure goes up, trips the switch, and then when the light comes on, they know they got water spraying into the turbo. Steve Flint at a Natural Bridge station right down there on Interstate 81 South. Being your next puller. A lot of these pullers, and they have either a construction business or we have a lot of them that are in their construction. We have some that are farmers, some of them are electricians. Some of them retired.
You got one dentist.
One what?
Dentist.
Yeah, you got one dentist. We got one guy who works in a nuclear, he's a glowworm. He's always, the guys in the fire department know what I'm talking about. He's a glowworm. He works in a nuclear facility. We got some that are working mechanic-wise, truck sales, truck mechanics, car mechanics. We even got a Gopher Powell who's a filling station.
Brandon Lee puts down flooring, hardwood flooring.
He's got a hardwood floor. But some of them are self-employed or having big sponsors.
Something I don't understand about Brandon, John, he seems to always be working at the beach.
Well, wouldn't you?
I guess I would.
I just think ain't a lot going on at the beach that I just want to go down there and put my toes in the sand.
Well, John, I'm an avid hunter. And the last time I went to the beach, I missed one thing. There weren't no oak trees down there.
Ain't nothing down there.
There weren't no oak trees. Where there's oak trees, there's acorns, there's deer.
Yeah, that's right.
No oak trees, no deer.
Yeah.
I had to come on back home. I had to head back for the hills to find me some oak trees.
The bad thing about it, I got to go during the week, because the weekend I'm gone fully.
I'd probably rather be full.
We interrupt this marriage between April and September so I can go trucking trying to pull it. 1st of August all the way around
I came, I'm sorry, that's what I'm talking, 1st of October, all the way around to 1st of April, I got a honeydew list. And any man here knows what a honeydew list, if you don't know what a honeydew list is, you ain't married. I run everything at my house. I run the washing machine.
All right, Steve Flint on the Head Case International. Good looking tractor, good running tractor. Gotta be 306.52.
Now look at this tractor, the way these things are laid out and balanced out. Those weights are about 75 pounds each. Got them strode across the front. Bringing up the RPM.
For Steve Flint, 317.19 puts him number 1.
Street gas trucks to get them in line. Ashton Bateman, Anna Hall, Al Springston, Aaron Bunch. There's a good one. Downey Golden. Ashton Hall, he's 80. Get those trucks in line. You'll be coming up next. 2 to go in the class. David Reed on the chain smoker. Out of the Flint Motorsports camp. David doing the driving. International truck. And we go back to Bradley Seal on the Motorworld Nightmare on the Holland. Street gas trucks, go ahead and work your way in the staging area. Street gas.
You gotta stay behind me. Here, I'll go that way, you go this way. They get to go behind there. You go that way and we'll go
why. It's his side by side.
David Reed on the Chain Smoker. International. Looking to beat 317.19. Just laid down by Steve Flint.
What's the problem?
A little bit higher. When he pulls down on what he hit, pulls way higher.
Why did you slam?
She was showing me what he did. Y'all gonna fight? Nobody's gonna have them. They fight constantly. If they're breathing, they're fighting. Past it, way past that.
All right, David Reed. David Reed on the Chain Smoker. Looking for 317.19. Got a green flag and a green light. Here we go. Come up a little bit short. What's him number 2? Trying to get that wheel hop and kind of snuffing the motor. Made some changes and had a good smooth run. 312.48. We'll put him right now up on the number 2 spot. Coming back to Bradley Seal on the Buffalo's Nightmare. He was your first hook. Made a run at the 294 and turned it down. He's coming back on the rehook.
Now this is going to take a few seconds because they're taking him around with the UTV Bradley Seal on his New Holland. And they're going to start him up right as he, right before he hooks to the slate.
I got the one you left right there.
Bradley Steele coming back in a mother-in-law's nightmare. New Holland, big New Holland. Do we have any New Holland fans here? But you know, it used to be Ford. Don't worry, I worked there too. I was working for Rudder when Ford was changing over to New Holland. Fiat owns New Holland. You know, I read something when I was working there years ago. General Motors tried to buy the Fiat automotive industry, or well, the automotive portion of Fiat years ago. General Motors was going to buy it. That's back years and years ago when they had Fiat cars. General Motors found out how big the company Fiat was. Compared to Fiat, you could put General Motors in a bathtub. That tells you how big Fiat company is. Fiat now owns Dodge Ram. They own Ram pickups. You notice Ram is the only thing on it. There's no Dodge on it. All right, Bradley Seal. Gotta beat 317.19.
It all depends on track conditions and how you drive it out. Early, when he drove it out on the first time, he never got it hooked. He just kind of blew the tires off. Now moved the sled a little bit to the left, getting the hook, puts him on your #1 spot. Steve Flint on the head case, #2. David Reed on the chain smoker, #3. Cody Watkins on the Total Chaos John Deere, #4. Out here tonight.
All right, up next, Street Gas. Street Gas up next.
In the Street Gas, 2 classes left out of here tonight. We got 9, 10, 11, 12 more vehicles to pull out here tonight. We'll finish up Street Gas and then the Street Diesel. Ashton Bateman, Anna Hall, Al Springston. Those are your first 3 in the class. Street Gas, Ashton Bateman on the 99 Dodge. So the high horsepower beats the weak link.
Yeah, new leader. Last puller won it. Bradley Seal. Coming all the way from that Madison, Virginia area. Dropped his first hook. Must have knew something. come back and redeemed himself. In Winchester, this class will probably, that class right there will probably have 8 or 9 tractors in it. Maybe 7 or 8. There's just more up there that way. Not that many down here. Lower part of Virginia. One's waiting on parts that I know of. A few are actually. Yeah, this is every bit of 4.5, 5 hours from the Berryville guys.
Ashton Bateman on 99 Dodge.
$322. for Ashton Bateman on the 99 Dodge. How many Dodge fans do we have? We got one section over here. There ain't no Dodge fans back this way. Coming up next, down the hall on an 82 Chevy. How many Chevrolet fans do we still have? I hear a lot of booing. They won't booing. Oh, they won't. That ain't a boo. You make noise, you're just making noise. Well, you know what Kyle Busch used to say, it don't matter if you cheer or boo me, just so you're making noise. Making noise. What do you got, a young lady doing the driving? What we got here? Hannah Hall on the 82 Chevrolet. Believe it or not, John, I had an 87 Chevrolet at one time. I had an 87 Chevrolet I bought on a Saturday and they got married. No, I bought it on Friday and they got married on Saturday. And my daddy told me there's 2 strikes right there. Hey, don't worry about the cost of the truck. Just get the color right. That's what they said about the Mack trucks. One of the 2 trucks ever made. Mack made both of them. Oh, Anna, come on, girl. Did you see it? She had a phone in her hand. She was text messaging. 222.47. 222.47. I believe that was a little more stock than that first one. That thing is purebred stock. Bone stock. But you know what? It can go down the road. And it bounced like it might be a straight gear. I might be wrong, but that had that hop to it. 22247. I had that old 87, had a 454 in it, it passed everything but a gas station. Al Springston on the Tahoe, on the truck they call the grocery getter. That'll be Aaron Bunch on the 94 Chevrolet. Those are your next 2.
Yep, they will be. They will be. You guys will. You guys will.
Okay, we're going to put some bourbon coming up.
Back here.
Or either we got a fat cap on.
We are.
He's got a fat cap on.
on the Tahoe.
I know it's Tahoe. It was up there.
John said they call it the grocery getter. Sounding like that is going to need some gas
We
too.
were in town that night when Justin came into town with the minivan. Oh yeah, he burned everybody else. Red light, red light. Oh yeah. The old blue Ford.
It's all right.
Here comes the truck, Chuck.
See how I'm gonna hit you damn what? If Brent don't break 322, I'm gonna give him shit the whole way home.
He might win. Have you seen the other truck? You haven't looked at it. Why do you think it's going to win? Did you work on it?
No.
All right, got to be 322.11.
Beat you. You'll never get that.
.70, 292.70.
.7 on the speed.
Coming up next, Aaron Bunch in a 94 Chevy. After that, Jeffrey Goodwin in the Rust Bucket. Donnie Gormas in the Rotten Pumpkin. William Hummel in a 78 Ford, Madison Hall in a 2002 Chevy, and Keith Agee in an 83 Chevy pulling for Pete. Right on deck, Aaron Bunch.
It was too early to fit him. I thought about when we left. We left too early. How's Don ring in? It seems like it's a the house is locked. He's eating grain anyway. Will you share some bubbles on her mom? She'll die over a month. She's about 2 months.
.63 for Aaron Bunch.
That Dodge won. That Dodge.
265.63. They're still chasing Ashley Bateman in the 99 Dodge. He pulled 322.11. On deck, Jeffrey Goodwin in the Rust Bucket.
That's Rich's truck, Corbin. Hello. Rich is great on it. Got them wheels on it, though. I don't think so. I'll be able to. That's not funny, that's that. Chevrolet. I just love hugs. No.
All right, Jeffrey Goodwin on the rust bucket. Looking to beat 322.11. All right, Chevrolet fans, how many think he can do it?
I know they do pulling in California. I just don't know that they do any pulling in Nevada. Probably not Las Vegas, but maybe Nevada.
Right here.
.52 for Jeffrey Goodwin. Next up, Donnie Gormas on a truck he calls the Rotten Pumpkin.
Sticking around there.
Donnie Gorman's looking to beat 322.11. All right, Chevrolet fans, here's you another opportunity. $299.89 puts him number 2. Had a little bit of a bounce. If he hadn't had that bounce, he might have been close. Coming up next, William Hummel on 78 Ford.
that's what we are honest about. Like Wednesday, I didn't go.
William Hummel on a 78 Ford coming on track. Still looking to be 322.11.
Stop being mean.
You're gonna share it.
I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
That's what I tell you.
Stop.
Bed. Not holding on the van. Look, the truck's coming. I'll plug your ears when it comes. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It looked like it was a difference. Like I was like,
What's wrong with that?
They look, I like them clean but dirty. You know what I mean? Not wore out, but dirty, new dirty.
bring him in right.
All right, William Hummel in a 78 Ford.
No dirty. Right, here goes.
Looking to be 322.11. Madison Hall up next. 2002 Chevy.
Yeah, we're not going to head on over there. It is 11:40.
Then Keith Agee on an 83 Chevy.
I will catch the lecture from burning.
Coming that early.
Yeah, he'd be like, how long has it been since you done this? All time.
Madison Hall on a 2002 Chevy. Looking to beat that Dodge. How many Chevrolet fans think he's got what it takes? Gotta go 322.11.
You love your mama? You love daddy? You love mommy? Daddy? 254.96 for Madison Hall.
Last in the class, Keith Agee. On an 83 Chevy, pulling for Pete. Street Diesels, you're up next.
The trucks are coming down there wide.
We got 3 Street Diesels, Tyler Zimmerman, Toby Cox, and Brent Saflita.
Oh, there it is. In there, right.
Keith Agee, last in the class. Still looking to beat that Dodge. How many Dodge fans says he can't do it? Chevrolet fan says he can.
Don't go past that.
How about the Ford fans that really don't care?
Go back up there.
You'd think they'd be sleeping at 1 o'clock at night. We'll be sleeping the day before he we'll be sleeping when he loads up. If I ain't got a job, I ain't gonna. Y'all gonna stop screaming. Oh my goodness.
316.26 puts him number 2. 316.26.
He said, I'm in it to win it. I don't care if I blow it up or not. .7 on the speed. You too.
Number 1, Ashton Bateman on the 99 Dodge. Number 2, you just saw him, Keith Agee on the 83 Chevrolet. Number 3, Donnie Gormas, Rotten Pumpkin. Number 4, Al Springston on the Tahoe. Number 5, Jeffrey Goodwin on the Rust Bucket. Number 6, Aaron Bunch on the 94 Chevrolet. Number 7, Madison Hall on the 2002 Chevrolet. Number 8, Anna Hall on the 82 Chevrolet. And number 9, William Hummel on the 78 Ford. That rounds out the street gas, moving to the street diesel.
Stop. Brent's coming fast. I don't know if he's coming first, but I see him. He scores it, Brittany. He's too cool first. they can pick if it's worth it or not.
Now we done got into the short roads. Your last class of the evening on the street diesel. 3 of them out here tonight. Tyler Zimmerman on the Pitbull Garage on a 94 Ford.
This is a Ford.
And Toby Cox on his Ford F-250 next on deck. And then Brent Fleta on an 07 Dodge. Ford, Dodge. Those 3 to go out here tonight. On behalf of the Turbeville Volunteer Department, we thank y'all for coming out here along with Dragon Motorsports. Have a safe trip on the way home. We have 3 left out here tonight. Oh, Lord. Easy now. She ain't paid for.
$227.14. 227.14 for Tyler Zimmerman.
Pitbull Garage on as his sponsor on his Ford. Toby Cox on an 06 F-250. Once again, if you see any of the sponsors and you heard their name out here tonight, just tell them thank you. Appreciate their sponsorship. They help put on this Trucking Tractable. And all the workers out here tonight, we thank them. With the fire department, emergency services.
Toby Cox on a 06 F-250. Looking to be 227.14. All right, here we go. What you mean that was a Ford? He come by here so fast you couldn't tell.
He was driving like he stole it.
And then there was one.
This is the one I've been looking for right here, John.
I was wondering where this truck was since 7 o'clock tonight.
Brent Fleta on an 07 Dodge. All right, where's the Dodge fans at?
I had a man tell me, we're going to start, we ought to be done about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I said, hey, you better stop telling no lies like that, Billy.
It must have been his first time.
Yeah, it had to be. It ain't been his first time being wrong. I I think you say we probably be done by 10 o'clock. I ain't know. Well, you know there is 2 10 o'clocks in a day.
That's right.
One in the morning and one at night.
He might have left at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. We need to get that thing goes faster backwards than it does forward.
You were in the money. Yeah, doing good. How that hat treat me? Good. They ain't messed it up yet. No, don't do that. Good to see you.
Now he's turning around and hook on to the bull horns in the front. Back it down the track. Maybe he don't have a reverse. I remember going to a pull one time. Guy had a fairly new truck backed up to the sled. I said, guess what? They just put the chain on it. I said, his warranty just went out the door.
Yeah, but the dealership didn't know that.
Well, it was kind of bad. The man sold the man the truck. He was there at the truck pull. Principally on an old 7 Dodge.
.26. That puts him number 1. All right, Dodge fans. He was changing gears going down the track.
We done gone all night and didn't see no carnage. Principally on the Dodge, number 1. Toby Cox, number 2. Tyler Simmerman, number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Have a safe trip home. Thank y'all for coming out here. If you had any trash and you've got trash in your area, just drop it off in the mailbox. We'll just take it and get rid of it. Thank y'all. Good night.